Imagine standing in the heart of Tenochtitlan, the mighty Aztec capital, over 500 years ago. The sun is blazing overhead. Thousands of people gather in the great temple plaza. Drums echo like thunder, and all eyes fix on a massive stone at the top of the pyramid. This is the Techcatl, the Aztec sacrificial stone, where countless hearts were offered to the gods. Tonight, we're going to explore not just the chilling reality of these stones, but the worldview that made them necessary. Why did the Aztecs believe human sacrifice was the only way to keep the universe in balance? And what happened to those stones after the fall of the Aztec Empire? Welcome to Time Glitched, where history gets a little darker. To understand the sacrificial stones, we need to step inside the Aztec mind. The Aztecs believed they lived in the fifth sun, the last of 5 cosmic ages. The universe, in their view, was a fragile thing, held together only by the constant feeding of divine energy. And the most powerful offering they could give? Human blood and hearts. It wasn't seen as murder. It was a cosmic duty. They believed the sun god, Huitzilopochtli, needed human hearts to stay strong enough to rise each morning. Without sacrifice, the sun would die, and the world would collapse into darkness. Imagine believing that your very existence depends on whether enough sacrifices are made. That's how crucial these stones were. At the heart of this ritual stood the Techcatl, a massive, flat, disc-like stone carved from basalt. The victim, often a captured warrior from an enemy city-state, would be laid on the stone, back arched over its curved surface. 4 priests held him down, as the Techcatl, or chief priest, plunged an obsidian blade into his chest and offered the heart to the gods. Archaeologists have found several of these stones in Mexico City. One of the most famous, the Stone of Tizoc, is covered in intricate carvings showing warriors capturing their enemies, almost like a record of conquests and offerings. Sacrifice wasn't random. It was ritualized, tied to the Aztec calendar. One of the most dramatic festivals was Tlacaxipehualiztli, the flaying of men, where captives were sacrificed on the stone and their skins worn by priests as a symbol of renewal. At the dedication of the Great Temple in 1487, chroniclers like Diego Duran claimed that thousands of captives were sacrificed over 4 days. While numbers are debated, there's no doubt that the spectacle was meant to show the Aztec Empire's power and its devotion to the gods. Think of it as both a terrifying religious duty and a political theater. But what about the victims? Here's something surprising. Some of them accepted their fate with pride. Warriors captured in battle sometimes saw being sacrificed as an honor. It meant joining the gods, becoming a companion of the sun, and ensuring the survival of their people. Spanish chroniclers recorded that the sacrificial stones were polished smooth, stained from years of use, a grim reminder of how common the practice was. Yet it's important to remember that many victims were also terrified. The sound of the drums, the smell of copal incense, the chanting, it must have been overwhelming. This was ritual, but it was also very real death. When the Spanish arrived in 1519, they were horrified. Hernán Cortés and his men described the temples covered in dried blood, skull racks with hundreds of heads, and stones still wet from sacrifice. The conquerors saw this as proof that the Aztecs were savages. But ironically, they too committed mass killings, including the massacre of the Techcatl festival, where hundreds of unarmed Aztecs were slain inside their own temple. After the fall of Tenochtitlan, many sacrificial stones were smashed or buried. The Spanish built churches over former temple sites, literally trying to erase the Aztec religion. But the stones that survived became silent witnesses of a world that vanished. Today, several Aztec sacrificial stones are displayed in Mexico City's National Museum of Anthropology. Standing before them, you can see every groove, every carved warrior, every sign of the cosmic drama they represented. Modern researchers even found microscopic traces of human blood on some of these stones, confirming the chronicles were not exaggerations. And yet, many Mexicans today see these stones not as symbols of brutality, but of resilience, a reminder of their ancestors' power and their unique worldview. The sacrificial stones of the Aztecs are more than relics. They're windows into a time when people believed their lives literally kept the universe running. It's easy to judge from a modern perspective, but to the Aztecs, sacrifice was not horror. It was hope, duty, and the price of cosmic order. What do you think? Were these stones monuments to cruelty or to a deeply spiritual, if frightening, belief system? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Aztec history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Time Glitched for more mysteries of the ancient world. Until next time, keep questioning the past, because history is never just history, it's alive.